Animal Soldier here, and I'm back to talk about the news of Doctor Who, which is Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall are leaving Doctor Who. Is this good news? No. Now, I'm not saying that because I like the guy, I'm not saying that because I like Jodie Whittaker. Like, the damage is done. Like, this news, like, I'm happy for it. I'm happy Chibnall is leaving. I'm happy Jodie Whittaker is leaving. But what's this going to achieve anymore? Are we going to save Doctor Who? Are the BBC going to cancel the last 2 seasons of Doctor Who? No. So all this is, and I will bet anything the BBC did not fire Chibnall. Chibnall's just pretty much seen the writing on the wall with Doctor Who. There's nothing here for him. There's nothing for him to gain from doing any more episodes. And the same for Jodie Whittaker. She knows this is going to damage her career, the downfall of Doctor Who. So what they're both doing is they're passing this disaster onto somebody else. Jodie Whittaker does not give a shit. This was 2-3 years of her life that she will never really give a shit about. Yeah, she's done. So is Chibnall. And Chibnall he's not going to be hurt by this. Not at all. He will go on to back to ITV and do some drama series, or stay with the BBC and do the exact same. But what is gained for Doctor Who in this situation? Because at the end of the day, they're not going back to a white man being the lead role. They will go for because apparently the rumour they're hiring some gay guy to replace Jodie Whittaker. So there you go. So the BBC have not learnt from this. They will not do anything to save Doctor Who. This is literally the BBC had to find some other showrunner to work Doctor Who in the woke way they want. I would love to be optimistic and say, yes, the BBC are going to change their mind. They're going to get somebody brilliant in. But they won't. There's nothing to save. And the BBC just don't care. This show to them is a waste of money, and they know it. So I think the future of Doctor Who will ultimately be cancellation. I don't think the BBC will cancel it before its 60th anniversary. I think they'll probably focus on trying to get one more season of Doctor Who out. They'll bring in probably the gay guy to replace the next Doctor. See if it works. See if it gets a bump in views. But if it doesn't, eventually BBC will come to the conclusion, yeah, it's a waste of time trying to save this series, and they will cancel it. And then we'll be sad to see it go. Not me personally. I think Doctor Who needs to take a 10-year break. It needs to seriously recover from the mess that Chibnall has created. And, I think this is the best we're going to get right now for Doctor Who, just announcing its cancellation. I don't see any hope for the future of Doctor Who. I am just gutted because it used to be such a great show. It was like the best show to watch. And especially it come from the UK, and the Doctor Who was actually getting to the same level as Star Trek and Star Wars in world fandom culture. That's what was happening with it. It was breaking into America. It was breaking out around the world. And then they give it to Chris Chibnall. And then it just went down the fucking toilet. It hurts. I loved Doctor Who. And I did give Jodie Whittaker a chance. I wasn't one of those people that said, oh, a woman can never be a doctor. I was fine with it. I couldn't care less. But they went woke. And they have gone broke. And the BBC have just been keeping this series going, not because people like it, but because the wokies like it. And woke people, SJWs, don't support this series. They don't care about it. They only want it so they can put it on their fucking resume and say, look, I am a fan of sci-fi because I like Doctor Who. That's all they care about. They just want to put all of their disgusting politics into things that we love, just because they have this ridiculous notion, especially in the UK, that people vote on because the TV shows tell them who to vote for. That doesn't happen in the UK. I don't know if this happens in America, but it definitely doesn't happen in the UK because, trust me, the BBC and every other fucking television network in the UK has been against the government, and the government keeps fucking winning elections. I'm not a conservative, but seeing Jester W's cry, fucking happy. Makes me happy. I'm just angry because this whole situation could have been dealt with if you just got a showrunner who respected the law and an actress who actually liked Doctor Who, because Jodie Whittaker never liked this show. She didn't give a shit. Now you could say the same for Matt Smith, because again, before he joined Doctor Who, he admitted himself he didn't like Doctor Who. But at least he actually tried. At least the showrunner at the time gave him good stories and fun stories. Chris Chibnall never did that. He tried to make this show a drama, and it's a sci-fi show, and he doesn't understand it. And again, I'm going to say it, Chris Chibnall will not be damaged by this, not at all. He will go on and be successful, because that is what, well, that's what the media in the UK will do for him. They will protect him, and they will not blame him a single bit for the downfall of Doctor Who. They're going to blame this all on fucking Peter Capaldi's Doctor Who. They've already been trying. They've already been saying that fucking Peter Capaldi is the main reason Doctor Who has lost viewers. The guy was fucking fired. And people can say, no, he left. No, he was fired because Chris Chibnall did not want to have a man in the lead role. He wanted to give this role to Jodie Whittaker. Chris Chibnall, you are a cunt. Peter Capaldi was not just passionate about being a Doctor. He fucking was a massive fan. And if you remember David Tennant, he was the same. And David Tennant's role on Doctor Who is the perfect fucking representation of the Doctor. Being fun and then being serious. And that's what Chris Chibnall tried to make Jodie do. But she was awful at it. She is not a good actress. Maybe she is good on other things, but as the Doctor, she was fucking awful. And it makes me fucking angry that both these people will not be damaged by this, and people may actually blame the wrong people for this. Peter Capaldi is not the reason Doctor Who is dead. He was the reason a lot of people actually came back to Doctor Who. Like me, I was not a massive fan of Matt Smith. I did not enjoy his Doctor Who. I mean, it's Shakespeare compared to Jodie Whittaker, but I was never a big fan of Matt Smith's Doctor. But I respected the fact it was a different direction, and Matt Smith loved playing the role, and he actually respected the character. I never got that feeling from Jodie Whittaker. I never did. She did not respect this role. She only respected the fact that she was the first woman in the role. That's all she cared about. And now Doctor Who is going to die because of it. Because there's no coming back. There's no one that can save this show. There's nothing they can do. I wish they didn't go with Chris Chibnall. I wish they went with anybody else. But that is it. The show is dead. It's lost ratings. Like, its ratings has jumped off a cliff. The merchandise has completely died. And Doctor Who, I'm sorry, but there's no other way. It has to be cancelled to save it for the future. If the BBC try to keep this going for another 4 years, the show will be unsavable. If it gets cancelled, 10-year break with a new director, new writers, and a new male white lead, the show could come back. But there's no way Doctor Who will survive in the culture war that we are in right now. And that's the end of my video on Jodie Whittaker. I am just completely gutted about Doctor Who. Because I remember the old days of Doctor Who. 2010, David Tennant Christmas episode when he left Doctor Who and the country was glued to the sets. They could not take their eyes off it. It was massive news when David Tennant left the show. Everybody loved that character, loved David Tennant, and Doctor Who became the biggest show in the United Kingdom under David Tennant. And David Tennant gave it to Matt Smith, and he kept it going, and he broke into America. And Peter Capaldi gave the Doctor some character, gave the Doctor some fire. And then we get Jodie Whittaker, who just sucked the living soul out of Doctor Who. I am just fucking pissed off. If you like this review, give it a like. If you did not like this video, give it a dislike. And if you like my stuff, subscribe. I'm sorry, I would have loved to have this news 4 years ago. Before they even considered Chibnall. Before they ruined everything about Doctor Who. And do think about subscribing again if you like my content. Hail the Fandom Menace, long live CG, and fuck you fucking SJWs, because you really fucked up Doctor Who. Bye.